Right, we have him in the red. Again, it's our Protoss player for the Prime team. He's up ahead 1-0 against his opponent. It is
Creator Prime.
rocking the classes.
Yep, his opponent for the team MVP. He's known as the final boss. Down a game here. He is
MVP. Don't let go.
You could see him in the booth of the game. He was not too happy about it, but now he plays on Daybreak, a map that has been figured out in this matchup, and let's see how he's going to start. And talking about the start, interesting, once again, the pylon placement for Creator.
Yeah, really different here. Going for the pylon in the main is going to make Dongrigu perhaps a little bit nervous. It's a great tactic to do when you're ahead in a best-of-3 series. And he's chrono boosting out more probes if he doesn't make the gate right now. I mean, he's got 4 queued up in his Nexus. Looks like he's just going to go Nexus first, but with a sneaky pylon in the main, almost expecting an early pool from Dongrigu. Even if you make your pylon in the main base, you can still go for a force fast expand. It's just that it's a little bit weird. Your wall is a little bit later. See exactly how Creator wants to do this. There's several different ways that Protoss do this, and I'm looking forward to seeing Creator's version of this build.
Well, at this point, we can definitely assume that he's going to start with his Nexus first. He did build another probes right now. And he does it exactly, he does it completely blind. There is no information whatsoever. Here comes the Nexus.
Yeah, I thought maybe he was going to just put the Forge in his main, but he just really wants to get this out. It's almost as if he's relying on I thought he was going to do the Forge in the main and say, well, I'm going to take a Nexus here. It's going to be safe, but also against the early pool was kind of weird. But now he's going to do this relying almost on an early hatchery because his Forge is so late, and the Overlord will get his first glimpse of this is something new and weird. He wants to see, oh, did you make a gateway in your main base? What's going on here? This is really strange, actually, the way the Creator is doing this. I've seen Sase do this a few times.
I'm thinking about how this actually works out for him if the Zerg player plays with an early pool. What the Zerg would do is attack. He would see it and cancel his Nexus, build the... He already has a few buildings in his main base, so he has the pylon. He would just cannon up. He wouldn't lose the pylon and the Forge on the low ground, which happens when you start with a normal build and then your opponent goes for a very early aggression. So I think he will be really fine as long as he makes sure that his opponent's Zerglings are not able to sneak in. But even if he's able to sneak like 2 or 3 Zerglings in, yes, they will scout. Yes, he might lose a pro, but if he plays well and uses good micro, he will be fine. So it's taking a little bit of a risk, but it's still a very safe opening.
Yeah, and basically it just gives him a faster Nexus with this. That's what he accomplishes because he makes the pylon in his main, which means that he spends less time sending his probe around. That's a lot less mine time. That's like probably 20 to 30 minerals extra. I would approximate maybe even like 35 for doing that. So that means your Nexus comes out much faster. And yeah, you don't scout with this, so it's a little bit risky. But then also, when you make the Forge in your main base, you've got that set up. And now you can see his gateway comes down to the normal timing. It's just a more economy-efficient build, a little bit riskier. I like it.
And let's be honest about it, how often do you see a 6-pull on this map?
Well, not very often.
In this matchup, exactly. It's just taking too much of a gamble, so... an early pool would maybe be like a 10 pool, 12 pool. That's something that you can do, but it's still very, very uncommon.
Lings are getting a little bit antsy here. Not going to be able to run by or anything like that, but he wants to see what's being chrono boosted. That's all the information he's able to gather here. Sees that the Warp Gate research is not. The Zealot is coming out to scout for Creator. A little bit surprised he's not sending it in the direction towards the third base, though.
There's another benefit that he has out of this build and out of this just placement, because the Forge is not part of the wall in. It can't be sniped later, and he can hide his upgrade. He can hide if he's going for a +1 attack upgrade or not. So this is an information that DRG would usually be able to get just with a few Zerglings that look at the wall. But right now, he doesn't really know, okay, where is the Forge? Does he get an upgrade?
Does he, I mean, does he have a Forge in the back of his base? Is it at the front? Where is it? That's not something he's going to be able to know. And that's not something, you want to sacrifice potentially an Overlord just to see.
Yeah, and this is of course now really important because at this point DRG would normally just see, okay, well, he's not getting a plus attack upgrade, okay, probably Stargate. He's getting +1 attack, well, might be this and this. But not right now, we have him with the Overlord going in there, he sees the Forge, he knows that +1 is started, but he finds out very, very late that there's an attack upgrade.
Yeah, he's going to see the gates as well, though. Creator very quickly chrono boosting the Warp Gate research after the Zerglings went away and also the +1. So he's going to have a very aggressive timing here. No forward pylon, though. Not at all. He's got 2 Zealots and 2 Stalkers. This is very aggressive here. But without the pylon, he's not going to have any Warp-In units.
But this is going to be great nonetheless. He can do so much damage
He
here.
might get the queen if he targets it with his stalkers.
He will get the queen, and he will get a lot more. The +1 attack upgrade will be ready as soon as those lings pop that he's currently building. But in the meantime, the zealots are done. They're killed.
Yeah, and he doesn't actually make a
Look at this micro. Look at this. He's just killing so much. There is no speed upgrade, nothing.
Yeah, he may be able to actually push this queen back away from the hatchery again. He does. The spine crawler being made behind the mineral line. He's trying to get that up just to be safe. Imagine how deadly this could have been with the forward pylon. Back at home, since he saved his resources, look at how much mineral bank he has. He's got so much of that. Robotics facility going down. And the follow-up attack could be quite deadly. Shows the sentries to the Overlord in the main base, which is something that I'm not so sure how much I like it.
But with a follow-up pylon, he would have had to actually commit to this. And as it is now, he didn't commit too much. He lost 3 units in total. It was a scouting probe and 2 zealots. He killed the queen, he killed zerglings, he forced additional zerglings. That was really well done. That was definitely a win for him. And now he's able to take the 3rd base, which he does.
Yeah, all those extra resources, the 4 zealots he would have made now are a Nexus. And they're probably not too happy about that. I would rather be alive walking around fighting zerglings than be in a Nexus, especially if I had to be joined with 3 other zealots. But in the end, that's going to be something that Creator is going to be now comfortable with because he got those sentries out. He's got the +1 upgrade. +1 for armor is actually about to finish. All he has to do now really is defend against this 2-pronged attack. There's going to be lings on one side, roaches on the other. He's got a wall here with a sentry. He's the force field, and he does.
Well, that was actually really lucky, yeah. Exactly. The force field was not exactly in the position where he needed it to be. Now he needs to cancel the Nexus because the roaches walk in. And yes, that 3rd is definitely hard pressed, but we have a Warp Prism on the map now that wants to do some damage in the main base. It has been spotted by the roaches, but I'm not quite sure if he actually looked.
Yeah, that is the question with nothing in the main base. Okay, now he sends the lings there. Looks like he does have some sort of idea. The 4 zealot drop here, and the lings are not going to be enough to stop this with +1 armor plus the +1 attack upgrade here.
Yeah, they should be able to kill the zerglings, but the roaches, they run in. Creator not paying too much attention at this point. He's going to lose not only the cannon, but also a lot more. Well, some of those sentries are already gone, and the roaches, yes, they will not be able to break through, but they pressure the Protoss player quite hard.
Well, the drop in the main is just hitting Dongrigu so hard here. He still hasn't been able to deal with this. The roaches come through, but he's lost so many drones already. More zealots being warped in here. He pulls the drones away now, but so much damage has been done here.
There's a spine crawler by now. He does not actually save those zealots. He just leaves them there to die.
Yeah, that was a bit unkind by Creator.
That was a bit mean, yeah.
I mean, disappointed.
You don't ever know. Maybe the zealots got a little bit cheeky when they dropped them. Like, yeah, well, see you again, never, whatever, just go away.
Yeah. The zealots may not have been very kind.
The Warp Prism was just angry. You could see that.
Yeah. Some people argue the Warp Prism doesn't have emotions, but I can actually tell when I see that little thing float around in the unit portrait what it's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, me too. He definitely didn't bother picking those zealots up, and it had the opportunity to do so.
It had the choice. It made a choice. And that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, the Warp Prism, bloop, I don't care.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. And, you know, that means something.
Yeah. The 7 Mutalisks on the production tab currently mean that the Warp Prism is going to have a hard time coming in again later on. So they have to be, that has to be really careful here. Creator needs to pay attention to what's happening on the minimap now if he wants to save it. And this will also give Dongrigu the opportunity to not only hit the 3rd, but hit the main base. Yeah,
and he's still got this ling heavy force with very few roaches. So this makes the zealots so crucial. He continues to want to use this Warp Prism, but he's shown it again, and now the Mutas may actually chase it down. A few of them are already rallied across the map, but the next spawning ones, there are 3 of them, may actually do the damage to finish that Warp Prism off. There's no cannon in the main.
The big problem exactly are the Mutalisks that headed straight into the mineral line at the main. How fast does Creator react? The 3rd base is being attacked in the main base. He pulls his probes. Of course, he's losing a few of his gas probes here, and now comes the attack at the 3rd base.
Nicely done, leaving mostly ground forces at the south, and then bringing the Stalkers into the main to defend the Muse. Needs to send a better path than this. That was a weird trajectory he sent those Mutas on.
It was actually really lucky only losing 1 Mutalisk.
Yeah. But either way, Creator not losing too many probes, a lot of mining time lost, and his reaction was immediate, only losing like 2 probes the initial volley. Left a few probes behind, but Warp Prism will finally fall here.
The upgrades are just great for Creator. He didn't miss a single second when he came down to the upgrades. He's already on his path to 3-3, so he is looking at a very, very solid upgrade status. did not research shields just yet. They will follow later. But this
mid-game 3-3 versus 1-1 in a second.
Yeah, this mid-game composition is pretty cool for DRG, but Creator's upgrades will make the lives of Zerglings, Banelings, Roaches, and Mutalisks really hard.
Yeah, the only thing that doesn't care about the upgrades is Infestors, but he doesn't have an Infestation Pit to make Infestors with. Cannons and Stalkers push the Mutas away here. Dongrygu is starting to look like he may be in trouble if he can't actually make this harassment work. He has the 4th base up, but he still needs that Infestation Pit tech, because if Creator just gets max, makes a few more cannons and attacks, this is not going to be something he can defend against, not with the upgrades as they are.
A very, very nice strategy here by Creator. He's moving in once again, the force field are baited, and now he's aiming straight for the expansion of his opponent, trying to break through here, sniping the Cybernetics core, no more Stalkers, and he moves in with everything he has, but the rest of Creator's army is already on the move.
This was such a cool idea for Dongrygu. He used force fields against Creator, trapping his own units there. As soon as the force fields were laid, he went right for the natural. But in the end, Creator just has too much. It doesn't matter how much time he buys. All he killed here was a Cybernetics core, and Creator's going to blink forward again on these Mutas potentially. There's enough units at home, the cannons that are there at the 3rd base. Dongrygu can't attack anymore, and Creator is now on the attack path with 3-3 upgrades against 1-1. The Muta counterattack is underway. This is something that Creator will have to deal with.
The Mutalisks are definitely now the best bet of DRG. He needs to take down these Stalkers, and he does, moves in. And what is Creator going to do? Apparently he wants to move across the map, takes down the rocks, but he needs to defend first, and there is the next warp in, warping in units. A few Zerglings sneak into the main base, and the natural. The Zerg play is everywhere right now.
Yeah, Dongrygu kind of out multitasking Creator here. Creator with some interesting decision making, sending his ground forces only through the main base, sending his Zealots and Immortals, and then the harassment force kills the Nexus and escapes. So Creator's army came back home for nothing here.
And these small units that are on the map, if he catches them with a Mutalisks, and I think he will, they will all die. He will lose Sentinels, Stalkers, and Immortals. Ouch.
Oh, this is so huge. Dongrygu is going to clean up every single Immortal.
That is really bad. This is so bad for him. The Immortals, one of them dies, the second one is still alive. He actually considered for a second flying back and taking them down, but it would be a little bit too risky with all the Stalkers around. But great position now for DRG now. Creator with magnificent upgrades, with a very stellar opening. Very, very solid and stable play. But there's small mistakes in his decision making, and DRG is just able to force it back over and over again.
I think Creator is going to have to go for a big attack here. He's not going to be able to hold on any longer. He's not even going to remake his Nexus in his main. Blinksford kills some Mutas here. And his upgrades are still stellar. He's going to be able to kill this natural. Or I don't know why I called it a natural. It's actually the 5th base in the center.
But can you actually win a base race?
I don't...
Not if you lose this Mutalisks like this.
The thing is, it's never a good idea to base trade against, or base race if you will, against a player with Mutalisks, but this time he's killed so many of the Mutas. Now he's killing these Banelings as well. Needs to blink back!
Oh my god, oh no, and now he's suddenly there. No, that's not enough Stalkers.
No, not even with the Archon.
Not even close. With the Banelings taking down the Stalkers, now he doesn't have any anti-air units anymore. And this is DRG's time. Creator is out of luck here.
Even with the second Archon coming here, the Mutas are just going to take out a little bit more of the hit points, fly away. He's going to rally out a few more units. 28 Lings on the way. He's getting more Banelings right now as well. And he's just targeting down the units that matter, flying away with his Mutas. He's got 4 bases up still. Creator only mining from 2 right now.
This is just... Creator needs... You never box with a boxer. You never wrestle with a wrestler. You have to just force your style of fighting upon them. And this is exactly what he needs to do right now. If Creator is playing this game, this hit-and-run game with DRG, he is bound to lose. He can't win this. No. He needs to attack. He needs to force an engagement.
He's trying to do it now, it seems. He's got 1 Archon in the mix, which is so crucial. He needs to get it to the front. The Stalkers already blinked. Now they blink back. The Archon doing a ton of damage to everything on the ground and in the air. He pulls his Stalkers back once more. Dongrygu may just have too much, though.
And now they are gone. The Immortals, of course. We still have a lot of Stalkers available. 19 against 22 Mutalisks. But the 32 Zerglings are going to pose a problem and a huge threat to create a Stalker army.
Even with the 3-3 upgrades, +2 Carapace is about to finish for Dongrygu here. He's got Spines at the top. A lot of these Stalkers so low on hit points.
This is not looking good. The Spine Crawlers, of course, helped DRG immensely. And now here they are, Zerglings against the Stalkers and the Mutalisks. They give chase as well. But he needs to attack with the Zergies. Now he does. Lost a few Mutalisks already. Maybe too many of them, but they're just
There's
not
too
enough
many
units.
ground units. The Mutas are going to clean everything up. The upgrades are great, but they're not enough when you lose too many units to the Banelings earlier on. Dongrigu slowly but steadily overwhelms him here. And the Mutas, they will hold true. GG.
GG in